What's good, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm at the home of Lit Garage. We'll get more into that later on in the video. We're going to be installing a drainage system, so new fuse board, new circuits out to the different components of the drainage system, digging, all sorts. So it should be a good video. I'm going to get this started and get into the video. White balance set. So we are at a domestic job where we are fitting a septic tank basically in a pumping station for a client. They've put the cables in for us, which is quite nice. One of them fell a bit short due to some movement in where the plant was going, so we've got to join one of them. We're basically fitting a new Schneider Easy9 board, cutting into the mains, putting that in the garage, and then we're just wiring out two supplies, one 10 amp, one 20 amp. One's going to a pumping set, one's going to a tank, basically a tank control panel. We're going to be able to show you everything in the garage and the other end. Callum is currently prepping the board. It's a bit of a bigger board, very much overkill for two circuits, but we wanted to give them extra capacity, and also, the board was provided by Schneider Electric, so it is what it is. But it's got an SPD, it's got everything we need. It looks pretty easy to work with. We're going to be cutting into these tails, extending them out of a henley, basically putting a new board in. The main reason why I wanted to do that is because this stuff's all external. It needs to get serviced and maintained. We don't want any servicing or downtime of the plant, of the sewage system, affecting the house electrics basically. So keeping it completely independent, and it's just a lot better that way. We've got to run our cables across this ceiling. The ceiling's actually all coming down at some point, so it's just going to be clip direct, nice and neat, and then it's going to come down, go back up, so we don't want to go too crazy, nothing too permanent. Then got to come down this wall here and drill through. This is actually just battened out, and then there's a solid concrete beam behind it, so we're going to drill down at an angle, and then I'll show you outside where the boys have done all the digging for us and put the cables in. So this is the other side of that column, and the boys have dug this out. They actually mould these cables in. I'll try to show you the mould later. If you haven't seen one before, it's pretty cool. But it basically just knocks its way underneath driveways, ground, whatever. It's got all the way under this driveway to here. We've got our two cables here. One of them, unfortunately, like I said before, isn't long enough, so we're actually going to extend that inside. But they're dug out, and that is the other side of that column, so we're hoping to drill down at an angle and just come out basically down here, and then they'll fill all that back in. Happy days. Down the other end, the boys are still doing some digging, but I'll show you. I should have been more familiar with the plant basically, but what I know is there's a massive tank going in this hole, courtesy of Drain Doctor. You can see there, look, he's just measuring it and realising he's got it completely wrong. There's a massive tank going in this one, so we've got one supply here, and then if you follow me all the way around the houses, so this is the route of the other cable. It's come all the way across here, round this little pen, comes round here and shoots off that side of the house. Over here we have the tank. So this is the tank that's going in. Serious bit of kit. So you can imagine the amount of dirt he's had to shift to get this into position. Is pretty mad. And then the one this end is just a little pumping station basically. It's just a little thing that sort of drops in the ground. To be fair, all we're doing is just providing isolators, external IP rated isolators. It's quite an interesting domestic job. I don't do a lot of domestic, but when this one come up for Burgess, I thought I'll jump on that and try and show you some of the cool stuff involved. I'm going to go check on Callum, and I'm also going to see if we can get some footage of this mole. Not moling it then?
Mate, look at it. I think with the mole anyway.
Will that just ruin it, will it?
Sorry?
Will that just ruin it, won't
it? It might go through, but more than likely probably won't. It just gets stuck.
Right.
Mate, we've got to trench it anyway for the 40 minute pump.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair enough. So the pumping set's going here, where these buckets are, and I'm going to try and get my isolator just mounted in these bushes, basically, on a bit of unistrut. Going to galv spray it up, give it as much as a chance as I can, and it'll just be tucked out there, and then run a bit of armoured back in. I believe the pumping station's like fully submersed, basically, so our cable will go into that. It might have a lid on it or a cover or something, but to be honest, by the time that happens, we won't even be here. So it'll just be an isolator shoved into this bush here. CK, there's definitely from the wholesalers. Yeah.
Screwfix, mate.
Screwfix.
It's the cheapest place.
Not always.
When I started,
maybe.
I used to think the CK was the bollocks.
It is. To be fair, I had all CK gear for years.
I actually like the CK stuff.
Yeah, it's all right, mate. You move up in the world slowly. What we're using, you're doing this anyway. What we're using is a whisker tails gland, they're called. So we'll take that little red bung out, and basically your tails go in there, compress around lovely. And then we've got a reducer here, because this board has only got a 32mm knockout max. We can make it larger, drill it out, but why make more work for yourself when you just bang that in? What are we? 20Ls, 20Ss, lovely. So those two there.
Yep.
So that one. Get that banged in.
Yep.
Get your tails in beforehand,
Yeah.
which I'll run through in a minute anyway. And then we'll get them tucked in, tightened up, and you've basically prepped as much as you can before you screw it into that tight cupboard, just making your life easier. That thing here, that little red bit, you've already got out, look, you've already done it, look. Get them tie wraps cut with your CK.
Okay, right, there's just no need.
I'm joking. Mate, I had CK for years. It's always in the wholesalers, isn't it? So whenever you need something.
Regularly available.
Yeah, it's just on show, isn't it? Teasing you.
I'm more of a draper man myself.
You look like a draper geezer. Expert or just normal?
Just the standard drape.
I thought it might be draper expert. So what you want to do as well, mate, is twist. You might have to use like some long nose pliers, but twist so that the holes suit. I'd have the earth on the top.
Yep.
Send your live through on the left, neutral through on the right. That'll make your life easier. And then if you push them through, bend them over really, really long, and then pull them back down. Yeah, it'll fit like a glove.
Right.
I would go this side because that's where your live is up there.
Yep.
So then they'll be able to stay. Do you know what I mean? They ain't going to cross at all.
Yep.
It's always a bit tight, mate, and then it loosens up. So like, see how that's sagging down? That's going to lift that cable up.
Yep.
So if you lift it up like that, that should, with a bit of force, come through. And they're flexi tails, so they're proper flexible. And you can yank them. And then, that's where you want to form your bend. Just round your hand like that. Give it a good squeeze. And then you can start pulling them back down. You can then start sizing up your cut. You don't want them too high. I'd say that's probably nice. You can literally mark that, strip that. Again, send it up a little bit, fold it in, yank it back down. Job's a good one. And then your neutral will follow the same. And it will literally run side by side into there. Right, stop procrastinating, drill the hole. Can you just tell me the pitch of this? So I'm drilling from the inside out, and I want to drill. If you stand looking at the wall this way, and you look where I put my drill bit here, you just want to tell me what angle to put it so that I end up below the. Can you see where they've broke out the concrete that you're stood on?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah? I want to come out just above that. What are you saying about there?
A bit more. You came out in there.
That's all right. Oh, yeah.
Just there.
Oh, yeah, so we're well under the brick line, though.
Yeah.
You called the angle, right? I'm just far over one side, aren't I?
Yeah, so it's kind of your fault, maybe.
Oh, no, there's two sockets on the inside.
Oh, so it's my fault.
It's no one's fault. It's not a blame game here, mate. All right, we're all friends here. We've all had a drink. All right, so we're at angle. It's not far off. Probably no much shorter than that. Oh, it's a bit longer, look. Give it a go. So this bit might look a bit weird to most of you, but this is actually for the super rod. I think it's called a quick sleeve. So you have the you have the drill bit on the end, but you actually have a plastic sleeve here. They do them in like 28 for gas and yeah, size for conduit and that as well, or cables. Yeah, when you drill, you pull the drill bit out the other side, and because the sleeve's on here and it's like tapered, it leaves the plastic sleeve inside the wall, which is obviously great for running pipes through walls, cables through walls, whatever. But yeah, made by Super Rod. Not a lot of people know about this product. We sell them on loadout. Yeah, it's pretty smart. I'm borrowing this off of Lewis, who's a plumber, water mains and all that, so it comes in dead handy for him because he's always going outside and in. Pad saw. That's a tool I haven't used in a long time. You probably like a bit of pad saw, don't you, Callum?
Yeah, mate, that's a good thing.
Bit of you. There's my 2 holes. Callum, you might need your iPhone torch. Can you shine a torch in the hole and tell me what's happening, what I'm hitting? Yeah, I don't need to see the torch, mate. I need you to tell me what this armour's hitting.
Okay,
Like close to you or halfway?
halfway.
I've angled it down a little bit. Will that help? Yeah? You got it?
Yeah.
Cool. Pull all this through, mate. I'll say when. Hang on. We'll try to send these kinks through to you. You can sort them out in there. That's it. There we go. Is it a bit kinky in there?
Yeah, very.
Right, another one's coming through, mate. I'm going to go on my left, yeah? So you're right as you look at the hole. You what? Yeah?
Yeah.
Sweet. That's it, mate, on that one. Yeah, it needs extending. Do you know what? We're above the damp course. Holes weren't too bad. That went a lot better than I thought it would. How long's that one then? That's going to get you up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, because you'll probably do it, mate, is we'll join it on the wall.
Up there?
Yeah, on that section, because obviously ceiling's coming down, so if the joint's on the wall, it's far easier for anyone in the future. They ain't got to fuck around with that.
Oh, you put it out further?
Yeah, make it real easy, man.
Yeah.
There you go. And then it's a lot of messing around, but you just want to make it easy for yourself. So the trick is now, you obviously want them to bend at the same point.
Yeah, I'll try to measure it with the thing.
Yeah, so if it's easier,
Yeah.
which is what I used to do, is undo the other one. And you can cut it to match it, hold them next to each other. That's it. So as long as they curve and peak at the same point, you can basically...
So just trim it off the end of that one.
Yeah, so the easiest way to do it like, is you've got them the same, yeah?
Yeah.
So you want to strip it there, you want to cut it there. And then you'll know it'll be exactly the same. Those step cuts, mate, everyone thinks they're rubbish until you're doing tails, mate. They're a bit overkill for anything else. I'd like to see you try strip some T&E with them. Might just need to trim a little bit off.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, mate, just a little bit, so, you know, like a millimetre or so, like. Cool, and then you can yank them both down. I've got muddy gloves, but yeah, I'd shoot off to one side, and then you basically want to bend a nice right angle.
Yeah.
Go around the back of that, which we should have done beforehand. Again, you can neaten it up. I mean, that's not too bad, that suit there anyway. This one, again, you just want to fold it into the top. Just use your fingers, or you use a screwdriver.
Yeah.
Bend that in.
Fair enough.
That's pretty good. If you pull a bit more slack on that to send that into that corner, That's pretty good, mate. Look at that. So yeah, again, mark it because it's easier.
Yeah.
So you want it to start there. You can pass through the terminal loads like that one does.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't get mad with it. And then yeah, put that away, mate. Did you unclip that as well? Might have done something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I unclipped that slightly just so I get them.
So you got them in. So you've done pretty well, mate. Pretty well. What I'll do, let's see if I can push a little bit more through on that neutral.
The neutrals are slightly smaller then.
And then what you want to do, it's hard to do on your own, but if I hold them where you want them,
Yeah.
basically just want to tighten that up, mate, and it will lock them all in place. That's it. Sweet, mate, and there you go, you're tailed up, bruv. Nice job too. Give it a good blowout, a good empty out, and then that can get screwed to the wall. Oh, we don't need stuffers in them, sorry, because we're landing armoured in. But it's cool. You're being proactive.
Sound.
It's kind of cute, you know.
Yeah.
Level?
It says it's level, but then when I look at it, it looks like it's way on the pits.
It is a little bit on the left. Put it on the bottom now. Yeah, see the bottom's level. I think what it is, mate, is it's the
back
it's the
isn't
wall.
flat, yeah. It's not,
Yeah. So the bottom looks good, which is the bit you're going to see when you open the cupboard.
Yeah.
As long as this goes on, mate. That goes on. The bottom's level. The fact that that top's, I mean, it's just bowed in a bit. That's all it's done.
Yeah.
Where you've pinned it either side, it's pulled. Oh my mate, that's pretty good. This is like my dad's garage. There's just oily stuff everywhere. It's a nightmare. There it is. Right. So you ever used one of these before? It's basically giant connector blocks. So
Yeah.
literally as simple as that. The brass connectors. So what you want to do? These cases. The reason why we got two is because they're so easy to break, basically.
Yeah.
But you want to pick where you're going. You're going to need three entry points, basically. I'd space them apart just to make your life easier. So 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, cable's quite chunky. Exactly the same in there. All your lives in one, all your neutrals in the other, and then we got an MET, which I'll sort out for the earths. I would place it like directly below here. They can drop straight in. They can drop straight in. Obviously, once we cut these and terminate them into it, you have this whole slack.
Yeah.
You'll then be able to come out, tie along where they were, or do it a bit neater into the bottom of the meter. All right? Do you know what you want to do, bro? Just to save you time, because I've been trying to mark them before with screwdrivers on walls like that. It just ain't gonna happen. Try your marksman again. If it ain't working, just create a template. So cut the lid of this cardboard off with your Stanley, draw around the box, punch the holes through, cut it out, put it on the wall. Do you know what I mean? It will take you 5 minutes to do that, but you'll spend 15 minutes messing around with that. So I've got my first two tails in. I've managed to get them in the middle, even though Callum didn't centre the Henley under the stuffer, but we move on. We'll come out the left side, shoot off, ready to go into this meter once that gets isolated. And then, yeah, these tails here are just going to drop into this side basically. The power goes back on, we're live. By that point, hopefully Callum's got the cables over here. We're going to drill through this timber, drop them down, and loop into the bottom. Pretty simple. I haven't messed around with Henleys in time, and I forgot how fiddly they were, to be honest. You got to mount them, man, in situ and do it that way for sure, because they're so brittle. Well, I find they're so brittle, but yeah, still just so fiddly. Hello, mate.
Has he made a pass at you yet or not?
No. He is wearing my beanie though, and he is using my.
He's wearing your underwear?
Yeah, he's wearing my underwear, and he's using my armour slice thing. He asked for it specifically. He even knew what video it was from.
Right, he didn't make your videos, mate. This has made his year.
I've even let him do the board. I've let him do the mains
Hang
right.
on, mate, hang on. You do have a reputation to hold on to. You do understand that, yeah?
I've had to sort it all out afterwards, but I have let him do the board.
That little video you put on, have a look. It looks like he's got massive eyebrows.
Yeah, I know. It's because he's done it emo, hasn't he? He's put the little flicks out either side of the beanie, yeah. And that's what he's had for lunch. He's had a pack of Haribo, some round trees, and a chocolate bar. That's his lunch.
Right, get him from the side profile and look at the size of his nose.
Look sideways. I love how he just mic drops as well. He's like, cheers, mate, bye-bye.
Yes, he does mic drop. He does it every time.
Oh, mate, what a legend. What a legend.
That came from, guess who that came from, by the way?
What?
Just take a guess who that came from.
What, the nose thing? Yeah. It's got Sam Green written all over it.
Bang on, mate.
Oh, man. He's a savage, mate. Okay, so that's ready to be pulled. What we can do though, where's that MET? Move that over. There we go. Let's screw again. Some lovely little wood screws. There we go, so that's going to get spliced into there. That's going to drop into there. That's ready to go. Cool. Now, we're going to isolate and I'll catch you after we do that. So the power's been isolated. We've proven dead. So now, I'm just getting this bit out of the way first, basically. Splicing in this, this MET. Lovely. So now, I want to get these in and get my earth pet away. I don't want to show you too much of that, so I'll catch you in a sec. Connections have been made to the meter and to the MET, so that's all done. So now it's just a case of dropping these into here as well. Should I send them against there? Because we might be able to sort of get some fixings in them. And we want to swoop out. So we want to cut there, strip there, and they're actually orientated the right way. Rounds are at the back, just like they are in the Henleys. It's almost like we know what we're doing, Jude, isn't it? You don't. You still sorting that mess out, mate? There we go. We should be golden. I'm just going to do a little pre-energization check. Earth continuity is over there, Mike. We got that. We should also get it on the neutral because it's TNCS, so we know that that's right. Get the lid back on this. Get everything back on. Get that tightened up. Main switch on. Main switch on. RCD1, RCD2, RCD3. Main switch on, RCD1, RCD2. Lights are back on, that's a good look. Obviously we're going to do a full certificate, but we've got live to earth, live to neutral, neutral to earth. We are golden. So now we're just ready for you to pull your finger out, mate, get those armours across. I thought you was going to be a bit quicker. It's 1:15. 2 o'clock, do you reckon you'll have that over? Yeah. The other thing is, mate, is I would cleat it first. If you get the cable in, I can make off this end whilst you do the joint. Sweet, yeah. As the other way, I'm sort of waiting on you. Right, so some time has passed. I've actually been all the way into the wholesalers, hour-long journey, because we've had issues with cable lengths again, is what it is. Yeah, I also got some of them brass knuckles to just make extending the armours a lot easier, save the time. Lost an hour. We're also losing daylight rapidly now. We've got both ends to make off. This one's nearly done, so not too worried about that. The other one, a bit involved there, and then Callum's just getting the armours cleated into the board, and we just got to make them off and test. So it's not too bad, but yeah, probably going to get out of here about 4:30, 5, which is later. We're supposed to be done for 3. But yeah, what I am going to be able to do though is jump on that trike in a minute and have some fun on that, so that'll be good. Run the cable against there. So I've just taken some time out to sit down with Mark, Lit Garage. This is his house, we're doing some work. He's going to talk you through this little beast and then we're going to have some fun on it. There you are, mate.
Cheers, mate. Yes, Mark, I'm from Lit Garage. This is my trike that I built from scratch in my garage at home. Never wired it before, nothing. Learned how to bend pipe, wired it all together.
Isn't the only one, is it?
Nah, I've built two others as well before this, so this is my 3rd build. The lads have turned up today to do my drainage system on my house, and we've ended up playing rather than working. So yeah.
Come on, show us how it's done, mate.
Yeah.
Show us how it's done.
Do you want the...
Yeah. Right, so some time's passed. We got the board on. We've done all of our dead testing. It's been a long day. It's just been mare after mare. It's now 5 o'clock. We just got to test and label. But I thought I'll wrap the video up after the craziness. Yeah, we've got some cleats to go on here. Tidy that up. There's obviously existing bits that we're not getting involved with. Dead tests are done. So now I'm going to liven that up. SPD's on. Breakers are on. Cool. We'll do a ZE. In fact, let's turn that off. 0.31. PFC is 768. What we'll do, because he's got all the notes, is I'll just take a picture of this just to save time. There we go. So it's exactly the same as you'd expect because it's TNCS and it's right there. So that's sweet. I'm now going to turn that on. Go to the other end of the circuits. It's a bit dark out there, so you have to get a torch out, and we'll get our live test for them, get everything labelled up, and that'll be today done. So I've got the cover off this. Just going to clamp on, just because it's far easier. Just get a quick ZS. 0.67, nice. Again, get a photo of that, because outside in the freezing cold, don't want to be taking notes. And then get the wago back on this, turn it off, and that is ready for matey boy tomorrow. So this one's the one on the little pole. This one should be over 1 for sure. Yeah, 1.18. Decent. So they're all well within. Makes sense with the dead tests. So now we can get back in the warm, get everything labelled up. I'll probably outro the video then as well. Oh, that's annoying. That's not going to reach the whole way. I'm not going to use that one. Wastewater treatment plant. Pump station's one on the back, and then I just need to put the dates on the testing stickers. and I need to label the SPD, and we are done. It's been a long day, but we got there in the end. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Make sure you check out Loadout for any tools and equipment, link will be below. Make sure you check out Mark's pages as well, all of that will be below. Yeah, Lit Garage, come on. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Got loads to show you, but for now, I'm gonna get this started and get into the video.